There is no way in hell I could pay $50,000 just to hear somebody tell me things are going to get better. Come up with a plan. Here's a template. No way. No way. We're the Impact League. We're coming after you. We're coming for you. If you're in business and you're serious about your craft, relinquish all those other memberships and get into the league. We are live, Nick. We are live. Hey, everybody. This is Twyla Garrett with the Impact League. I am so excited today. I am filming all of my Titans and everybody that is absolutely phenomenal. You're looking at probably one of the most phenomenal and fascinating men that you're going to meet, not only on our platform, but probably on the planet, because he understands stuff that we have no clue. So for those who don't know the Impact League, you're going to hear a couple of stories. I built and thought of this platform to really affect masterminds, right? To put a mastermind in front of masses. We have been very successful, all of us, in our career. And we've been able to get in a couple of doors, not all of them, but a couple of the doors. And so what Impact League is going to do is actually create our own door and let us step in it with people who have built wealth, who have built businesses that are really successful, and then give you all the facets. So when you start a business, it's not just about accounting. It's not just about marketing. It's a strategy, right? Businesses grow. You get money in your account. Now what? How do you invest it? How do you leverage it? How do you figure out how do you make your business assets grow better than what you're doing in sales? And so my league has put together some phenomenal individuals. Nick is one of them. Nick is about how to create freedom and give you those niches that people who are seasoned don't even know. So the funny thing about Nick, when I met Nick, he told me what he did, and I clearly was like, I have no idea what that means. And it wasn't that Nick didn't explain it, right? It was that Twyla, with multiple degrees, several $1 million businesses, had no clue what Nick was about. But what I did know is that Nick was fascinating. And when you are an entrepreneur, you want to learn more, right? You want to get into that head. And I was like, all right, Nick, tell me a little bit more about this. And then immediately, I said, I don't know anything about Bitcoin. I have no clue about the sustainability piece. Tell me about what is blockchain? I've never even thought about blockchain, has no clue. But what I did recognize is that people in my community that look like me, Black, brown folks, we don't do the education. Even if you got the money, I probably can read 5 books right now on blockchain, crypto, and Bitcoin and know nothing. And Nick can probably take 10 minutes and get me up to speed. Not enough to do what he does, but at least to know it, to know that I need him. So I'm going to turn this over to Nick. He's going to introduce himself, tell you a little bit about what he do and all that magic. And then I'm going to ask you a couple questions, Nick, about why you're in the league, what the league is about. So take it from there.
Thank you. Rapidly, you said, what is Bitcoin? For me, that was a random traveling towards Bitcoin. I was just a poor gamer. So mechanics, and by the end of the day, I was gamer. I very poor. So my machine at that time were limited. So I understand overclocking. I understand what it means to overclock, and I will be very fast about that here. So you boost the timing of your machine and you get more efficiency from the same amount of money in. So I was fascinated about that possibility. And I discover with that mining and then finances. So I understand that my salary was a linear return on my life. And I understand that even if I upgrade my salary towards a better salary, like salesman, for example, I have just a better line, but still the game is an expansion faster than what I can produce at that time. My thinking was, I will switch in French a bit. I cannot go fast enough to, how do you say that, get richer by that kind of playing. If I play by the rules, so I get the degree, I work 9 to 5 for someone else, for their dreams, I mostly cannot create something for myself because I come back to my house, I'm drained. I'm drained. Why? Because I give my energy, my creativity, my specialness to someone else. So I was like, how can I create enough momentum to pass over that hump? And finally, by mistake, I stepped on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin? My machines, by overclocking, I discovered underclocking. What is underclocking? It's almost the same thinking, but you slow down your machine towards better efficiency to have net more cash in your pocket. So I'm like, why can I use that? I discover mining. Mining is all about running. If we come back to a bank, when you gonna push a transaction towards someone or to buy, for example, a coffee, the bank just verify if you got money in your bank and if the bank can receive that money, and the server of the bank do the transaction and the ledger and the bookkeeping. In Bitcoin, it's the same. When I pay someone with Bitcoin, he receive it. It's from my bank account towards his bank account. But the mining side of it, it's the server of all global people that can participate to this global ledger. So I myself can plug a machine like this one and participate to the global network of Bitcoin and get paid because I furnish and I give some compute power to the bigger servers.
So is Bitcoin actually providing, like you said, you plug and play in and give whatever you can give. The more you give, the more you can get.
It's two concepts. One side of it is a payment processor. So it's just a big ledger with a balance sheet so I can send towards someone else who control an address. That is the big thing of it. Then on the other side, the mining side of it, if I, yes, plug more machines, so give more compute power to the network, I will receive a greater amount of Bitcoin by the hour. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So why do you think it's so hard for the average, not even the average, but for people to understand it? Because I remember when
Because they
Bitcoin was
are
like
not interested.
$2,000.
They are not interested. If I check just in my family, for example, most of them are like, oh, it's too complicated, it's scams. Most of people use that for drug. There is too that on the dollar side, dollar
Right. With
is
everything you said, they do on the dollar side.
exactly. So it's just a tool to transact value. So if you are a businessman, for example, you can transact value on Bitcoin network very easily. Why I stayed there, why I fall in love, I will say in French, je suis tombé en amour. I really like Bitcoin because it's global. I can just take nothing with me and go somewhere else and spawn from my property cash and pay in any currency. So Bitcoin
Wow.
is very flexible. It's a part of my portfolio that I won't ever trade out of because it's so flexible. It's the perfect edge against every currency that can go bad. If I want to hedge, for example, a Canadian dollar and US dollar, it's nice, but I can only hedge with two a country like that. With Bitcoin, it's 200 country.
Wow, it's 200.
It's more than, but you
So,
understand that I can exit from Bitcoin in any currency because it's a commodity. It's like gold. It's the same thinking.
wow.
Yeah.
Let me ask the question. I used to think when I saw Bitcoin at 2,000 a share or 2,000 a coin or whatever, I thought it was crazy. But now it's what, 80, 90,000, right? If
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
had
almost so.
$5,000 today, can I buy Bitcoin?
Yes, you can. You can buy just portion of it. Yeah.
So you can buy a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, right?
Exactly. You can. They call that Satoshi. It's the smallest form of a Bitcoin, a Satoshi. I can write it to
Yeah,
the tab
yeah,
to the
please do.
whiteboard.
Okay.
Okay, the Satoshi, for example, if I have one Bitcoin, a Satoshi is right like this. It's very like
Okay.
a fraction. It's a eighth of a Bitcoin.
So the average person that doesn't think they have enough money to get into Bitcoin, they actually can, even
They
if
are
they just
wrong.
wanted to play.
They are wrong. Yeah. I can,
Right.
for example, in my trading, because I'm very a pro of leverage. What is leverage is to play with OPM, others people money. So with very, very small amount of initial risk. I can multiply my leverage power, my buying power, 500. I can go up.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
So part of the Impact League, what I'd like for you to do, because I'm going to focus on doing some real estate development, right? And investments. I want to get people in there that don't think they can buy and see if we can get 30 people to put 5,000 or
I
10,000 and
respect
go
that.
buy an apartment. Can we do that in the league, right? We can have people put
Yeah.
together a fund inside the league that you can invest for us.
I'm so happy that you bring it to me because I wait for someone that is like you, very for the admin stuff and have a proper structure because I'm a bit creative, so I'm very good to create a model, test to make it very stronger, better. But for all the admin stuff, I'm not shining there. It's not my lane.
Right, right. No,
So
I'm 100% about us staying in the lane. And one of the things that I'm passionate about in the league, once we start growing it, I want to be able to say, hey guys, we want to take the top 100 people, 50 people. Everybody put in $1,000. Let's all give that over and come up with a fund, and Nick is going to
that's
manage it.
very powerful because we can put an algorithm on that. Full view. I understand that I cannot surpass the game if I don't make money while I sleep. The big gist of that, I'm an inventor and I'm like Tony Stark, but I don't have enough money to just do my stuff. So I'm like, okay, how can I do that? On the financial market, you can automate with robot all your strategy. So my last 7 years of trading is almost all coded into an algorithm like I can deploy on funds. I do that already for three clients. I will say it in French. I do this for trois clients. I do this for
Wow.
1, 2, 3. It's not easy for me in French to say it.
As you
It's
guys,
not
he
easy.
has the most amazing language. He speaks so beautifully. And guys, here's the beautiful thing about having Nick and Natasha. They're our Canadian partners. They are immediately, once you come on board with Impact League, you're global. You're literally a global business. You can actually transact with our partners in Canada. And they're there to help us make it easy because they understand it. They're there, they're doing it. And we can also make it easy for them to have a soft landing. I am 100% sure that even if we start off with 25 people, Nick, we're going to put some money together and give it to you. It might be like 25K, but we want to see you make your magic. And as we grow it, I think other people are going to come on and that fund will grow. Imagine I was on the call with Natasha earlier, and I said, my goal is for us to take this to NASDAQ in the 5-year time frame,
Yes, I
ring that
heard it.
bell
Yeah.
as one of the biggest companies that ever had the internal economic buying power inside. And
On
what
the
if we
side,
start doing business inside with each other?
exact. On the side, I'm founder too of Accounting Army, which is to you, a market maker firm. And what is a
Oh,
market? Yes, what is a market maker is just the how do you say that the the gross dealer that bring all the volume to the game. So
wow.
into Bitcoin, I'm just a small private trader and I do 6 million of volume a year already since 2 years. So I have, from that last broker account, more than 12 million in volume for the last 2 years. So
Wow.
what is
Wow.
the
That's great.
market? Not big profit. It's very small amount of profit by that big volume, but it's very safe. So I pass a lot of transaction and I get a tiny slither cut of
Off of
each
each
one.
one.
Yes.
What's the average rate of return on some of the investments that you work on?
That this year's I make 3 times the money of Natasha. So her
Wow.
initial investment, I'll just say that
You quadrupled her return.
three
You
times.
tripled her return.
Exactly. I realize crystallize a protection to what time is money or money. Yeah.
Now, when you make these returns, are these liquid or do they have to stay for a certain period of time?
That's perfect. That's a great question. They are liquid. I got different portion of the portfolio there's one portion that is not liquid. It's working. It's the engine. So if you, for example, give me 100K of capital to deploy, I will have maybe 3K into that engine running before getting some cash flow from it. Give me,
Okay.
for example, 4 to
Mm-hmm.
6 months, I would be okay to give you cash flow and be liquid on it because the
Wow.
bot takes time to, if I can go very rapidly on the strategy, we do spread trading. What is a spread trading? So we control between a buy and a sell, two walls, and we, like in a store, when people come and grab stuff, there's some people that put new stuff. They replace the furniture. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
that guy that automate that replacement of stuff. But on
Okay.
Bitcoin, I'm working on derivative. So derivative are contract from Bitcoin, and you can go as much as you can. So there's virtually no limits on that. So you can push the scalability is horrible.
Wow. Well, I think that's going to be one of our hopefully test markets that we do inside the league. I know at least the masterminds is probably going to put some money together, our
Yeah, you can
titans,
call
and
that
give
a
that
tip
to you
jar
to move
fund.
forward. Yeah,
Yeah.
because here's the thing. I think education is key. If you don't have the education or you don't see it, I know in our community you got to kind of see it before you believe it. And in Bitcoin, because it's in that pie in the sky, they don't know. Gamers might know a little bit more, but the average person doesn't have a clue. But I honestly think it's a safer bet than some of the things that we're betting on out here. It's just we don't know how to get in. So the goal, and one of the things and the reasons specifically we wanted Nick on this platform is education, because that
Yeah, and I'm
education
not
is going to get you
fluid
comfortable
as you.
to release $1,000. So here's the thing: we waste $1,000 easily. Imagine if we have 100 people give Nick $1,000, what he can do to move the needle as a group that we can all see. Then you're comfortable. You're seeing returns. You give him 1,000, he gives you 3. You're gonna go, wow, I got 3 out of 1.
It's
So
a
now
lot.
you're gonna reinvest. Nick, I'm gonna give you the 3 back. Can you give me 9? It's that multiple that makes sense. So
Yeah, but
I think you're gonna bring
I
some
don't
amazing
control
things to
the
the platform.
market. I don't control the return. The only thing I control is how we play our portfolio in response of what the market does. For example, I can get you pay guys when the market goes down. It's something that most of the people don't exploit. So
Right.
we make money when, for example, the market range. Most of the traders don't know what to do when those market if, and we make a lot. Those are our preferred market.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So Nick, tell me a little bit about how you got into to this, and then why the league? Why do you think this is a time to have the Impact League?
It's the time to give back to society. It's the only way. If you empower people with their money, you have the only way to do something with the real impact in society is very to empower people with their money. There's no other way to say it. Money is resource, is service, is not happiness directly, but is a consequence of
That's
happiness.
right.
Happiness is a consequence of money, sorry. So my point is that with money, I can have good impact. If I'm a good human, I just have more leverage as a good human if I got money. It's something I did. I take time to push to not. She were an ex banker, and she were a bit averse of the love of money, and I was like, money is just a tool, man. If you're
Right.
good inside, you're gonna make good with your money. You want to help people. Instead of helping one people, you can create a school to help a bunch of them for like generations. So if you think like with scale, your money is so much powerful in your hand than in someone else rich people that don't care. So full circle impact league, I trust that program because that I very connected with you that Sunday night at
Yes.
the balls about we were building women in that kitchen with all the input of your admin structure. Okay, can you optimize that cash flow? Have you think about that cost? And I'm all about that.
Yeah, I think we're going to do amazing things. I think not only across the border in Canada, they look like us, they all are us. And some people just need the ability to get to someone to ask questions. And I think that's the beauty of what the league is going to do. If you get in the league and you just have a question, Nick will, like this morning, it was perfect. I woke up and there was someone in the league, even though we're in a launch mode, that said, Twyla, I have a question. I'm looking to do a deal and I want to do a book deal. Should I split the profit? And I'm like, oh my God, we got our first question. So I wrote back, I said, show me the deal. She said, I'm working on it. I said, I can't answer that until I get a little bit more data. And she was like, okay, great. Let me get the
You
data.
see MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, or not yet?
Yeah, she didn't have it yet. But
Okay.
that's right. See, that's the thing. We want to be able to challenge them before they jump off the ledge into something that they're not ready for.
Yeah.
We ask the questions. Let me see the MOU. Let me see the agreement. Let me see where the profits are going to, who owns the rights to it at the end? Who has the rights? And so the beautiful thing about the league, all of our people are brilliant in business. They are brilliant. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant in not only business, but technology and leveraging and hedging. I have been successful and I'm a math person. I had no idea about blockchain. I had no idea. I wish I had known Nick 10 years ago. I'd probably be a trillionaire doing Nick because people were putting money aside. I remember when somebody asked me to put some money in Bitcoin. It was only $2,000. I was like,
You missed that
no,
boat.
I'm not spending 2,000 a share for what? Now it's 990.
It's 50x your bet.
Exactly. I would be retired owning an island at this point. Exactly.
What's your
I know.
goal in money?
Yeah. And but this is a lesson learned for me. Even though all the education and things that I have, I still was fearful because I didn't know. So I'm excited that because I know I'm going to invest with Nick. I know most of our Titans are going to invest. And I think once Nick educates you in this platform about what he does, how he does it, keep in mind the full disclosure is nothing is guaranteed.
Exactly.
Nothing is guaranteed. But what is guaranteed
You don't
is that
control
you
the
can
market.
learn and have education about the process. Just like right now, while the market in the US is doing this, people are just scared and crying. Well, I'm not crying. You know why? Because I know the longevity
Long
is
term
what's
view.
going to play out. I'm not selling off and going to hide. I'm not doing any of that because I know enough to just say, stay with it. What I want to do now is when I get free funds, I want to say, Nick, how do I get into this market that I don't know about? Because if I give Nick 10,000 and 5 years from now, he says, Twyla, here's 70,000. I'm like, what? I'm going to be happy.
It's too long. Yeah.
Right.
It's too long for
Right.
that kind of, yeah. And I heard you about for example, the Goldman Sachs line of credit without interest.
Yep.
That is crazy smart to kickstart a fund because you don't have any interest for that liquidity. I create cash flow from it. We cancel the first loan and then we have a treasury
That's
for
right.
nothing and we get
Yep.
going.
We're going to do a lot of LMAs. It's that leverage management account. We put the money there, we pull it out, we give it to Nick. He's making more money than we need. We can then go out and do a deal.
Play that scheme every time. And when you understand leverage for real, you can export risk on other people too.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So what is one of your horror stories on mentoring? Have you mentored somebody that was just absolutely horrible?
Yeah. Sadly about that. Mostly they just want to make money fast, eh? So I'm crazy good to have good call, but that person maybe made too much trust on that, just blind trust to go
Uh-huh.
all in. And so I was like, do attention. And maybe on the fifth call, I didn't heard him back again after that. So
Yeah.
maybe he just lose it all.
Now, I'm sure he lost it. He
Yeah,
probably lost it all.
yeah.
Is there a success
There's a
story you can talk about? One that just
yes.
went so well?
Yeah, but for sure for myself because I'm one of the seven best trader in volume and private. I was in Bybit, a winner of a big contest.
Wow.
Another big point is I did to my client avoid him a big loss in FTX collapse when
Really?
the platform just lay down, they bankrupt themselves
Yeah.
because Manfred, the guy. So I'm a market maker, and I'm very good to see how the trading books move. And I'm like, it's not natural. It's not organic. There's something in that book. And I remove my dollar from that platform. And some weeks after, I said to my client, I said, no, just remove your marbles from there, guys. I feel it. There's something. And like 2 weeks after.
Wow. A friend of mine was in that platform and he lost $180,000.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember he went around, he is a former NBA player.
Okay.
And he went around telling everybody, put all your money in, put all your money in.
Yeah, no. You need to
And within
diversify
2 weeks,
your
they would
platform.
collapse.
Yeah, there's multiple diversification in blockchain. Blockchain is not as safe as Nasdaq. So if I, for example, put in Bitcoin into a broker, I will split that load into multiple brokers. If one goes down, I will have something else, you know? So
That's
you
smart.
diversify in the type of custodian and you diversify in the type of product that you use. It's two diversification.
What is the minimum amount you need to do something for someone?
It's all about meaningfulness for people. So first you need to calculate your budget. You need to come to me with a goal number. I need that amount. With that number, I can calculate to you what is the capital that you will need to have with my rate of return actual to
Wow.
furnish that kind of budget. That's pretty
So if
much
I come to you and I say I want $3 million, you're going to
exact.
reverse engineer it.
Exactly.
And you will come back and say, well, to get 3 million, you need to put in this amount of money.
Exact. With my kind of return actual. Yeah. That's
All
pretty.
right. I can't wait, guys. Listen, you guys are going to enjoy Nick. I enjoy Nick. I'm definitely going to invest my money. A lot of it is putting your money where your mouth is, because
Exact.
here's the thing. The market's, no matter where you're at right now, the market is not safe. So
Never.
if you're going to play with someone that knows,
That
someone that's
understand it.
reward winning,
Yeah.
someone that is doing it himself, putting his money where his mouth is. And
Exact.
so, I can't wait till you guys get to know Nick better. I think you're going to enjoy every bit of the ride. I know I am. Nick and Natasha are going to be doing all of our AI and computer and leveraging and hacking and all that growth management and hedging, our webinars, right? And I'm going to be in the audience taking notes because this is something I'm committed. I'm in Africa now. I got some opportunities to make some money, and I think I want to give it to Nick to figure out, all right,
There's
Nick, I want to give you this piece. I want my $3 million. Show me what
there's
we
so
can do.
much optimization that you're just passing by because you don't know.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's the gap. The gap is there that you get exploited or that you make value. So it's your choice.
All right. You guys can catch Nick on the other side in the Impact League. Nick is going to do his own video where he sits down and tells you more about him, how he got started, what he's here to do for you. I'm excited, Nick. Thank you so much.
Not
Thank you for
as
being here.
fluid as you guys for sure, but in my lane, I'm crazy good.
Thank you. All right. Talk to you
That's
later.
it.
Take care. There is no way in hell I could pay $50,000 just to hear somebody tell me things are going to get better. Come up with a plan. Here's a template. No way. No way. We're the Impact League. We're coming after you. We're coming for you. If you're in business and you're serious about your craft, relinquish all those other memberships and get into the league.